I want to ask something else. Deommodore Lenoir said something interesting after the game. Like he's excitable, and they had just won, and he likes talking smack, and he wants to smoke, and all those great things. He's confident. What you want a cornerback to be? He was great. I was there at his locker, and the question was, what do you think of the upcoming matchup with the Seahawks? How excited are you to face Seattle? And he just launched into it. I want to play man-to-man. I want to shadow Jaxon Smith-Njigba. I'm ready for this. I want to go one-on-one. I want this. Okay. Do you think Robert Saleh will let him do this? Do you think this will be a man-to-man, one-on-one, Lenoir, wherever JSN goes, your best against our best, bring it on? Or do you think Robert Saleh is going to continue to play cover 3, cover 4 with Lenoir on the boundary doing a bunch of nothing?
No. You know who won that game, that big-time game versus Seattle? What was that, Monday night? Who'd they play? They played some big-time game. They scored at the end. You know who scored that? Eric Saubert is who scored that touchdown to end the game. It wasn't Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Jaxon Smith-Njigba, his last game that he played, he had 8 targets for 7 catches for less than 80 yards. This is not the Deommodore Lenoir versus Jaxon Smith-Njigba show. That's not the game that we're playing here. And I don't want the entire we're not good enough to take our best defender in the secondary and literally put him on one guy. That's too easy for the offense, right? If I'm Clint Kubiak, the only thing that I'm doing is just taking Smith-Njigba and putting him away from the strength. I'm putting him away from where I don't want the ball to be at, right? So being able to completely be that heavy-handed in your process of like, hey, this is what we're doing, I'm not for that. Now, does that mean that on Gotta Have It downs, if we maybe all of a sudden see Demo on JSN, right, in situational purposes? Yeah, I'm with that, right? If we know, hey, we have to have our best guy on him in this situation, I'm fine with that. But just, it's not what we've done all year, and changing something up that drastic at this stage of the season, I just think that would be a little foolhardy.
And it feels a little like panicky. Like, why do you have to change what you do when you think you're better than the Seahawks?
It's a little too much.
But the thing is, like, the idea to me is sound in the sense that, yeah, I would play man-to-man coverage against the Seahawks because you're not worried about Cooper Kupp. You're not worried about A.J. Barner or any of their running backs. Like, it's just JSN. They're a one-man offense, or a one-man passing game. So, yeah, I would play man-to-man coverage. I don't want to give JSN free releases into the secondary. And if you're going to play man-to-man coverage, I would want the best cornerback on him. My question is Lenoir still the best cornerback on the team? Like, is Lenoir having a good season? It's hard to tell because a lot of the game he doesn't do much, but his numbers aren't good. I mean, a lot of times those PFF coverage numbers are bogus, but he hasn't made many plays. Is he a better option against JSN than Upton Stout? Is he a better option against JSN than Renardo Green? I don't really know right now. What do you think? Is it a fair question?
It's very fair.
Yeah. I mean, I love that he's confident he wants the matchup, but like,
I know what you say, and I'm trying to say this in like the most non-coach way, that I can. But this is just what Demo do, bro. He loves to talk. He loves to put himself out there. I think he's one of those guys that gains confidence through doing stuff like this. It's par for the course, quite honestly. I could see if Demo wasn't a talker. I could see if we rarely heard from him and he came out and said this, I think that this would actually make headlines. People would really be talking about it.
He did this before the Super Bowl. Remember?
He did.
I want to be in the slot. And Wilkes didn't put him there. And they lost.
Yes. And he acted like he acted like it was his fault. Like it was their fault for not putting him there.
Yeah.
I mean, Debo ain't good enough, man. Like you ain't, bro, you are not that consistent to be having this type of like conversation with people, bro. Like you go do something first, okay, before we sit here talking about who you want to cover for the whole game. And he forces me to do this because you want to be nice with the guys because they're playing. But Demo has like this really big sense of self. Really big sense of self. And I get it, but my man, You can't be giving up touchdowns on routine plays talking about you want to blanket somebody the whole game. I'm sorry,
But
you
at the
can't
same
do
time,
that.
I like it because he's putting the pressure on Robert Saleh. It's like, hey man, I know you have a game plan and the stuff you want to do and you believe in Upton Stout, but if that shit doesn't work, I'm ready. I'm ready. It doesn't have to be plan A, but I want to do it. And as a coordinator, at least I'd like to hear that my number one corner is relishing the opportunity to do that. And remember, Steve Wilkes did ask Charvarius Ward to shadow receivers for like half a season, and it worked. And Charvarius Ward rose to the occasion. It doesn't mean that Lenoir would, but it's an option, and I think it's an interesting option in this week. It may not be option one.
I'm sorry, I had to get this out. I was really trying. Look, the optics is what kills me, Grant. It ain't about what he's saying, it's about what he's doing. If this was really serious, if this was something that you really felt the need to do, why the fuck are you bringing this up in the interview?
Yeah.
You got my number.
Sure.
You know where I'm at.
You could just call Robert Saleh.
You could just call me.
You know it's not going to happen.
You can sit it. Come on, man.
Want to do it when it.
Come on, man. You playing in my face, bruh. You playing in my face. That's like me talking to you, like, man, I sure am hungry, man. You know, I sure could use some food. And you sitting there eating, and it's like, bro, are you hungry? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, come on, man. Like, that's all he's doing. He playing games, bro. You know what I mean? So when Demo comes out and says things publicly about football, it's wild to me because it's just like dudes who argue online, but they know each other in real life. It's like, man, could you call him and spare us all the time?
When he says after the game, I want to shout out JSN, what that means is he's not going to shout out JSN.
That means you're not happening.
For the record, when you see me not shadowing JSN next week, just know that I wanted to and I got overruled. All right, well, we'll see.
Come on, man. Exactly. That's all that is. And like, really, he's really pouting. Right. And he's taking advantage of the moment, which is really wild because do you think he would have said that if we'd have lost?
No.
Hell no, he wouldn't have said that if we'd have lost.
Because of him. Again, I like Lenoir, but yeah. Vidica Ray says, do you think there's a chance Patrick Willis comes back? Dude, no. No,
stop.
He's got gray hair. His
thank you for the $199.
I love that. SSP says over under Purdy gets 5 TDs rest of the way. Ooh, interesting. He didn't have many touchdown passes in the playoffs last time. I'm gonna say over, man. I think he's over. Improved. Mm-hmm. Kenny says, man, F Jalen Hurts. Coach, this season, he actually feels like a team. No divas, no BS, just complete utilization of everyone. And oh yeah, no Moody.
Yeah, that's what I said yesterday. I was talking about like the really teams.
Argue that the 2024 49ers on paper were more talented than the 2025 49ers. Yeah, Christian wasn't around last year, but Warner was, Bosa was, Kittle was. I mean, Debo was there. Like, it just was way worse than some of their parts. And this year, they're a team.
I think if this 2025 team played the 2024 team, this team would whoop that team's ass.
Yeah. With an inferior roster, I guess.
Yeah, this team, 2024, wouldn't even, if they got down by 2 scores, the game's over. They're not fighting to come back.
And even if they had a lead, they could give it up. Tyler Barden says, is this the best O-line the Niners have had under Kyle Shanahan? Thinking better pass pro than previous years. Also, the run blocking seems to have improved so much since Burford went to left guard. So, seems like it.
Yeah, I like the early on offensive line with Staley, McGlinchey, Lankin, Richburg. School.
Yeah.
No, that was a
person.
I love that line.
Cayman Island podcast is a bit forward thinking, but based on what the Niners have done thus far, if we fall short, do you see a willingness for the front office to go all in next year, i.e. Jefferson or Crosby? I wouldn't be surprised if they, I think Lynch would want to. I think Kyle would want to. That's sort of in their DNA. I don't know if Jed will allow them to, but we'll see what happens. I feel like this season could go a long way to getting goodwill with the bean counters again. Like you slashed our budget. We coached the hell out of this. He's the coach of the year. Like, trust us again.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
With the 49ers' success this year and all of the shifting around in the building with responsibilities, Parag being inserted back into like the day-to-day stuff, do you who gets credit for this 12-4 team right now? Who's crowing in the building right now? Is this Kyle saying to Parag in the building, "Hey man, see what happens when you just get out of my way"? Or is this Parag in the building saying, "See what you do, what you can do when we take over, and you just focus on your job"? Yes,
I think it's
yes. See what you can do when all you have to do is coach.
I think there's a lot of that.
I think that's the conversation happening in the building right now.
That's a very good call.